Happy New Year, and hi there, Tracy here. Today's video is our sheet load for January 2026, and I was feeling a little snacky, so I've made a couple of different patterns here. So let's go ahead and jump into the video, and by the way, don't forget that this is a hop, and we hope that you'll hop along and see all the inspiration for our sheet loads of January 2026. I'd like to start by welcoming our new team members, Justine and Reagan. Welcome, ladies. So happy to have you on the team. So, like I said, I was feeling a little snacky. So, hey there. So this is the January sheet load of cards inspired by the KCC 18 Sketch 15 where you make 4 cards. And this yields 8 cards. And I love how she says assembly suggestions rather than instructions because there's lots of ways to put this together. But I'll have the link to Alicia's intro video for this sheet load in the description box below, as well as the link to the hop. And here's kind of how you cut the paper, and everything again is down below. The monthly support for channel members, keeping sheet loads free, all the good things, all good things. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the video. And isn't that a cute sketch? And I have everything all ready to go. I'm going to put together one card on camera. And like I said, I was feeling a little snacky, and I couldn't decide, did I want pizza or did I want donuts? So I decided I'm going to have both. So I've already created my card bases, and I've stamped the inside with the but you don't look it, but you donut look it. And now we're going to work on the outside. So the hop, there's a hop playlist listed in the description box below, as well as the names of each individual hopper in case you'd rather hop that way. And any way you want to hop, go for it. Hop, 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 hop. After we eat all these donuts, we're going to be hopped up. So I did use an embossing folder on the background piece, and this one's just like a little waffle shaped one, and I want to say it's from Pink and Maine, but I'm not sure. I don't know. And the donut paper there is from Love from Lizi, and I'll link that down below if I can find it over on her website. And so I'll be using that, and I'll be also using her strips. As you can see, I've got some out and ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue this piece down just like the instructions, or just like the picture. If you have trouble with instructions, what's cool is that Alicia has the graphic visual there for you, and it is, true to size. So you've got a nice guide there, but I'm going to deviate some on some of the cards because you guys know I like to do that. And I do like to change up so that each of my cards is a little bit different. The sentiments this time are all the same, but everything else is different on each card. So here are these strips here, and these are kind of a yellowy gold, and they're a little bit translucent. And I'm just going to lay them along the sides here of this particular kind of rhomboid, I guess you'd call it, and trim it off. And I'm not too worried about how the center meets because that's going to be covered with my ephemera. So we'll just lay this one down. And I did everything in advance. I created all the ephemera, everything. And that's kind of the way I like to roll with sheet loads. So I like to have everything ready and then just put everything together. So now we've got kind of a little bit of a divider piece there. And you can see that I used a really thin paper for this, and my embossing folder did do a little bit of chewing on it. And so I do have some chewed up spots, and I'm just going to let them be chewed up because it is a snack. Okay, enough puns from me for today. So I'll go ahead and get this stuck down, and I'm going to get it as fairly even as I can. A lot of times I'll use my Pear Blossom Press ruler, but I was living dangerously today, so I'm just hoping for the best. Mostly I don't. You see my workspace in front of me? That's all the space I have. And so I've made 3 donuts for each card of each of the 4 using the 1 6x6 piece of pattern paper. And I'm just going to stick these donuts together. And it's a little tricky because you can see that they have those little raised pearl things on them. And so trying to get those to stick together can be tricky, but I'm going to make it work. And then I have glossy accents on top of that. Well, that's how I got those to stick to the paper, was with the glossy accents. And these are, by the way, they're called donut dippers. They are from Trinity Stamps, and they're a nice small size donut. Let's just move some stuff out of my way here a little bit. I'm just going to flip those over because they're not glued down by any means, because there's only a tiny bit of glue, or tiny little spaces holding them together. So first I'm going to pop up the highest donut so that it becomes even with the rest, because those little poppy ball things, oh golly dang it, shaker pops, that's what they're called, from Trinity, are slippery. So you can see they don't want to stick. It's okay, it's going to stick. I just am impatient here. I'm going to kind of hold that down, and then I'm going to grab some Scotch tape, and I'm going to kind of hobble this together until I can get it glued down onto the page. And you can do that, by the way, because once the glue sets, it's fine. It'll stick. It's just, it's going to take, maybe 15-20 minutes for it to fully set. And we're working, in like a 1 minute increment here. So I'm just trimming off some little pieces of tape and just kind of taping everything to each other. And then I will put glue on it and stick it down to the paper. Okay, they're fairly glued. I'm being very careful with them. And now I have to decide how I want to put them. And then I have the sentiment, which the sentiments are all the same, as I said, and I just stamped them out from one of Trinity Stamps' donut stamp sets. And again, I can't tell you the name of it, but I will list it in the description below. It's actually sitting right here beside me. What is it? It is A-Glazing. And then I used a spellbinder's die, actually, to cut that out. And it just happened to be the perfect size. So I'm just carefully gluing these, trying not to make them move at all, because that tape is pretty precarious on there. And I'll just stick these down and set this aside so it can dry. So you see that very tip of that rhomboid is covered. So let's grab a strip of foam tape, pop this up, and then I will do the rest of them off camera, bring them back and show you, because we don't want to take all day. The process is basically the same. The pizza paper, I couldn't tell you. I bought it probably 10 years ago, and it was a 12 by 12 paper pad, and it had all kinds of food on it. It had macaroni and cheese and just all kinds of food, and which I love. By the way, like cooking and food and card making are my favorite things, so to combine them just makes me full of joy. So this says you're a year older, and let's just make sure it's straight on there. Come on, push it so it's straight, T. You can do it. Yep, it's not straight. Okay, there we go. Now it's straight. Now we'll give it a little finesse there. You're a year older, but you don't look it. And I use a little sprinkle stamp inside of there. So let's go ahead and get these done off camera, and then I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. So here's the first one that I made on camera. And it's got the little Love from Lizi strips. And they are kind of a yellow, translucent, partially translucent. And so the items that I use for that are, again, the A-Glazing Stamp Set. And then I use this little, and I can't find the name of these dies. They were sent to me by a friend. But it's got these little things in it, and it just so happened to fit it perfectly, and so I was happy about that. And then these are the donut dippers, and there's a little one for sprinkles and a little donut hole, and so that's what the donuts were made from. And then I use these little shaker pops to work as sprinkles, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep them, nice and pastel. So here's one with a blue background. Here's one with a craft background. And here's one with a dark pink background. Now for the pizza. And so this comes from a set called Every Pizza Me. And it's a stamp and die set like this. And then it's got all the individual pieces for the pizza. So I made 4 pizzas, and I made them kind of supremes. And then I used the Insider Sentiments-Valentine for my inside sentiment, because I'm going to try and do that this year. And then these are all just different in color, and again with different colored of the Love from Lizi strips. So you're such a great human. I hope all the love you gives comes back to you a million times more this Valentine's Day. So these would be more like galentines. I've got an orange background with pizza on it, and I've got a yellow, and I've got a red, and then I've got kind of a rust. So those are the cards. I hope you like them. If you do, leave me a thumbs up. And don't forget to hop along. Everything's in the description box. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. Thanks so much. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.